Hello everyone, what's going on? Momiji here again, and today I was actually going to be making a video on a coin I was looking at, but due to the lack of their white paper, it's taking me a bit longer to actually check them out and see what their whole purpose is, and see what they have to offer. Uh, for those of you wondering, yes, that is four. I did hear about them from uh, coin markets. I saw when they were released on coin markets. I was a skeptic. I didn't really look into them. I didn't see their Bitcoin talk for them. Uh, but I do plan on talking to them eventually. Hopefully here in a few more days. I'm just trying to do a bit more research on them, find out more about their team and about them. But that's not the point of today's video. So instead, I had to make a video on something, and I couldn't ignore this after what had been happening. So I forget if I mentioned it, but a few months ago I got into the VibeHub ICO, and so I guess you could say this is sort of a a shill video, since I am invested in it. But yesterday they had a live stream Q&A, and I think it was pretty hype for what they gave us. So now the dev or the creator he's pretty active on Discord. I'd say he does answer questions fairly regularly. Uh, every time I go on, I see him answering people's questions unless it's like the middle of the night or something. So he is definitely pretty active and committed to answering people's questions about the platform. And I think that's really something that we need to see more of. More CEOs, more developers, actively being, well, active in their communities. So I have talked with him before he started VibeHub. He was on the No Limit Coin Slack, and we did talk some. And when he was talking about it to all of us, we just like, all right, we hear what you're saying, but we don't know exactly what you want to do. And so he published his website. He put out the white paper, and we were just like, all right, let's see what you can do here. And so far, I'm gaining more trust in him. Uh, I think it's wonderful. I think it's an opportunity, and I'm going to be taking that opportunity. So, needless to say, I do trust him for this project, and after the live update, I did feel like my investment was more secure in a program. Uh, as we all know, virtual reality is going to be very big in the near future as more advances come out. The technology is going to get cheaper, it's going to be easier to produce, and more people are going to be able to use virtual reality and VibeHub as an effect of that. But I really wanted to hit home first that VibeHub is not only a 360-degree camera live streaming blockchain service. That's generally a common misconception about the platform as a whole. Yes, it can do that if they want to do it, but that's not their main purpose. Their main purpose is to I'm sorry. Their main purpose is to develop and essentially deploy a virtual reality and augmented reality experience to the casual user. So this means that you can be using it for communication. So they've been mentioning holo transportation, where augmented reality, you have cameras set up. They are 360-degree cameras. They're positioned all around the room. They capture the person or the objects in the room, and you're able to scale them into a video. And it is, 360 degrees, so you can turn the entire video. You can see the conversation from any different perspective. And this can be used for, obviously, like I said, communication. It's going to be used for education as well. And what they're hitting home first here is actually a music application. So where you'll be able to visit, virtual reality concerts for hopefully a a discount rate. I'm not sure how they're gonna do that. I mean, I'm sure it's up to the producer of what their ticket price is gonna be, but all I know is that it's gonna be something like that where, uh, the artist or the group, they put their set price for that. Hopefully, it's at a discount, and everything goes through. You buy your ticket, you can watch the concert. If you can't actually go and physically see it live. Um, So there will be your own personal space that you can customize, and you can visit other users' rooms, so to speak. They can customize theirs as well, and there are going to be different worlds or hubs, as they call it, to visit. So museums, uh, different places around the world. I'm hoping that they can do something with Spective, and if you guys know what Spective is the virtual reality live streaming service, uh, which is going to be worldwide. I think it'd be very good for VibeHub if they could kind of partner up with them in a way, so where you could explore these different regions. Like you have people going through each different space, and you're on VibeHub's platform, and you can invite people to that location, and uh, say that someone has explored, say, every inch of that location. They can go and they can look through it. They can move things aside. Uh, just things like that. Yeah, that's kind of asking for a lot, especially right now. But in the future, 10 years from now, it could be happening. So uh, that's really what I'm seeing the bigger picture as, in one way, just for their live streaming aspect. So let me bring up a part of the live stream real quick, and I'll get back to you guys here in a second.
At, um, because we're with Monster is a major consumer electronic uh, global company. They also do they also do their own manufacturing. So there could be some possible things coming up in the future that might be, let's say, something like a kit that might allow people from the comfort of their home to create some form of hologram. Now we're not going to be promising full every angle, but at least the front of the person we could capture that hologram, and that could be enough for a lot of applications if you think about it. What we're capturing with Planet Asia on Friday is going to be completely 360, every angle up and down. It's over 52 cameras in that
How
setup,
many?
but the 52 cameras, as well as
Dude.
other, as well as laser sensors too. Because you remember, we're capturing the video part, and we're capturing what I call light point fields. So it's like a laser that's basically capturing all the depth data. And, without depth data, everything's flat. So when you have all the depth data, we take that and we can create the geometry of the hologram, and then we take the video image, information, and we put that on top, and that gives us the photorealistic. So it's really, like I said, this is the future of video capture. Let me give you an example. These companies currently are using this technology for movies and different things like that. Like Disney and George Lucas films are working with this technology to create interactive movies and storytelling. So this is something that's being worked on, but it's very expensive to do at this time. So you're not going to see a lot of people jumping in, except big companies like Disney, George Lucas, Microsoft, the names that we've named. Um, so but the technology is going to come down. That's the thing. They're going to be coming out with all types of programs to make this more accessible to individuals as well as corporations. And you can expect this type of content to be the next wave. You see 360 kind of doing its thing, but when you look at volumetric, you don't even want to go back to 360 anymore. So
That
that's pretty
sounds
much where we're at.
amazing. I didn't know it was that much of a complicated process. I mean, I was thinking like, I have like one camera, one 4K camera right now, so maybe I get like a couple more, and I have like the whole circle around me, right? But I need 52 cameras and like a bunch of lasers. That sounds like super high tech, and like it just makes me more on the edge of my seat waiting to see the final product. So
Now, of course, we know of their partnership with Monster. If you have been following them, you've been seeing it. The company Monster Cable, they are, even though I personally never heard of them until earlier this year. Uh, Supposedly they are actually very big, to my surprise. You just never really hear about them, but uh, I think it's very important that they have this partnership. Now, as soon as we see their, I'm sorry, but soon we should be seeing a new website update here. So I can bring up VibeHub, and this is the current website layout. It looks okay right now. They just have their beta platform demos. Here you can go ahead and read through it. I'm not gonna go through everything. So yeah, we got Monster right here, the technology group. I know they are using Unity for the Oculus. I'm not sure they're currently working on the HTC Vive, and I'll touch back on this here in a second. But as we can see on this roadmap, sorry, let me go back real quick. So their exchanges are Ether Delta and HitBTC, and here I'm going to go over the roadmap real quick. So right now, we're at the part of capturing the first volumetric performance, and should actually be coming here very soon. So, okay, yeah, sorry. So this Friday is when they said that they would be recording themselves and importing them into the VR platform to kind of demonstrate how hollow transportation works on their platform. Now, they are having off-chain solutions to speed up transactions, keep them low fees or no fees at all, if possible. But there are going to be microtransactions for other things, so I'm assuming that could be things for, changing your room layout or getting a bigger room or something. I don't know. It could be any of these factors that we could be seeing. Now, another very important topic I'd like to be hitting on is that Planet Asia is also partnered up with them for the very first VR performance on the Vive platform. I don't believe this has ever been done at all, actually, where you have a performer doing a complete live performance on a virtual reality platform. Any of them. So, right away, they're already stealing that first thing, and that's going to be a huge advantage to them if everything goes as planned. Now, this is planned to be available for purchase on January 20th with only Vibe. But for those of you who don't know who he is, Planet Asia is a rapper, and he has worked with different artists such as Linkin Park and Ghostface Killah. Not too well versed in Ghostface Killah, but Linkin Park, listen to them before in the past, so I can kind of see. But anyways, the reason for him why I feel like this is big and the reason why he is first is because he has full rights over his label and his music. So he's able to release it how he sees fit. He can distribute it pretty much anywhere. So I think this, makes a perfect opportunity as, other popular artists and singers, they're going to have trouble getting their rights to be able to publish onto the VibeHub platform and, be able to do live shows on it. And I even doubt that most of them would even care about Vibe or crypto in general, unless their managers or whatever set up their own VibeHub account, so that it could already be set up and people just buy it, they do the show, everything gets converted automatically for them. They don't have to worry about anything, and I think that's the only reason how they're going to care about it. It's like, yes, they have the potential to really reach a larger demographic of people who can't go out and see the performance live. And that's going to bring in a lot of revenue. So I think it's going to be an interesting aspect as the platform grows. They're going to be like, okay, I can't ignore this. I'm going to have to do something about it. So maybe the managers, they figure out something. They take the Vibe, they sell the Vibe, I'm guessing, because maybe they don't trust in it. They just want to sell it. So they sell the Vibe for fiat, and they give the profits to the singer or whatever. However that's going to work. I think I just covered that point. Yeah, but as they do get more people, it's going to lead to Vibe being adopted more as the technology advances and it gets easier to reach a larger crowd. And another point I would like to touch up on is the CES showcase with Monster, where they will be showing off their VR and AR platform. Well, essentially VibeHub's platform. They're going to be they are partnered up with them, so they are going to be showing off VibeHub's technology and how they work. And I think this is big again. I'm keep saying it's big and it's important, but I think Monster is important here because other companies, like Microsoft, are big. They're very big contenders, and Monster is pretty up there in these groups. They're actually competing with them in a way where they're spending at least $1 million in advertising and such up there. So I think this is going to be a crucial partnership for them to, developing in the future. So let me bring up another clip real quick here.
If I could comment a little bit on, uh, like Matt pointed out, next year we have a bunch of performances lined up. We plan on doing, performances every month. Along with that, the marketing campaign is going to significantly increase. Now that the platform is going to be available for people to actually use the Vibe on, we're going to ramp up the marketing. And very, very exciting news for our team. We were able basically to establish and secure product placement in the one of the Super Bowl commercials with our partner Monster. So that's going to be pretty huge. I don't know any cryptocurrencies that had placement in Super Bowl commercials. That's a multi-million dollar commercial. I can tell you that off top. Not to mention, as well as other initiatives. There's a World Cup. There's a couple of different things. I'm not really at liberty to go into complete details because we're still working out all the details. But I can tell you the CES and the Super Bowl have been confirmed, and we're looking forward to that and many marketing initiatives like that. You know, we we wanted to make sure, there's all types of reasons, including legal reasons. We want to make sure that we have the platform where people can actually use the Vibe currency. It's one thing that we don't want to get categorized or grouped in that context of basically a coin without a use case. That's the last thing, you would want as a cryptocurrency. And now we're actually it's very exciting for us, and we're looking forward to actually that moment in January where we'll be able to, spend your Vibe on the platform and really get the value out of it. And that, and I think that would be very attractive for future people looking to participate on our platform.
That is the Super Bowl. Like that, you just dropped that on me right there, right here. I was like, whoa, that is huge coverage. That is a huge opportunity. I'm glad you guys even have the opportunity to do something big like that. And I mean, you guys are moving to the big leagues with big announcements and big things happening right on your platform and where your platform will be visible and what coverage it will get. So I'm super stoked for that.
And there it is. So this pretty much confirms a Super Bowl 28 commercial featuring VibeHub from Monster themselves. Now I don't know if this is going to be about VibeHub directly. I think even featuring them is enough exposure, and this is going to be extremely important. Like I've said in the past times here, in the past few minutes, it's going to be a very important thing for them to do. Now, as long as everything partnership and legal wise goes well, I believe this coin is going to hit it off very well. As you can see here, it's still just under 5 cents. This coin is free right now. I will be picking up more Vibe, especially after hearing that live update. I've got more confidence within the company, uh, and I do believe this is going to be, yes, a long term solution. And we see here that in late 2018, quarter four, they're going to release to all VR and AR hardware and platforms. So PS4, Microsoft Hololens, multiple, Samsung VR, all these different brands. And I've been hearing rumors. Now I can't confirm this is true or not, but I heard that other exchanges will be adding VibeHub, but they won't, such as Binance and Bittrex, but they won't do so until VibeHub shows off their volumetric performance. So we could be seeing this happening here pretty soon, either in the probably in the coming months. Like I said, January 20th for the live performance with Planet Asia. So I think they're just waiting off for that. It's going to be a huge push, especially if it's a success. It's going to cause a lot of hype, I feel like, for this coin. And we're just going to see this price. We're just going to see this slowly just keep going up. It's just, I see this going on an uptrend from here, especially once they get on these bigger exchanges. Which makes sense. It's like, they want to see what the token has to offer them. And this is the calm before the storm, is what I'm saying. Now, this is more of just a showcase, kind of. It's unquestionable that VR will be getting more affordable in the coming years for the average consumer. and who knows how affordable it will be or what we'll have in quarter four of 2018 when Vibe is launched on all these VR devices. Like I said, it's not just going to be the HTC Vive and the Oculus. It's going to be mobile headsets as well. So Samsung VR, any of those other, hopefully any of those other, virtual reality headsets that you can put your phone in and hook up to and all that. I feel like this is a very important step. It's like while you're probably not getting the room aspect of it's your own personal centralized room or hub, you still do get the benefit of seeing the concerts and seeing these places live. I don't know how they're going to implement it so you can visit places if you're using a mobile device. I'm sure there will be something that they'll come up with, but just for the live streaming alone, I think that's going to be very big. It's not really a niche market right now, especially not in the coming years. This is going to be something very important here, considering that mobile users are going to be making up more than your average PC users, your PC consumers. The percentage is going to be greater, so therefore we can assume that by targeting mobile and PC, it's just going to have a greater effect, and it's going to drive this price up. So needless to say, that's about all I have to say right now. Please do your own research on them and the team. I've been watching them since they started, and my trust has grown with them. If you're looking into getting into some of these VR coins, then I definitely recommend VibeHub as a serious contender to check into, as well as Spective. And the current price is pretty cheap, and it has a pretty decent supply. I think 267 million total. I think that's pretty good. I don't think it's too high. And if that's something that appeals to you, then feel free to check them out. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. Please take your own risks. Only invest what you can afford to lose. Please don't sell your nest eggs. Please do not sell your nest eggs. Alright. Anyways, that's about all I have to say right now. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. You have a good day.